So, hello again, campers. Welcome to another episode of FemaleFriYay. You can't be what you can't see. Today, we have the pleasure of flying all the way over to Brazil to talk to Blocker Girl herself, Dr. Sara Amaral. How are you doing, Sara?
Hi, Becky. I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is
let's do
good.
it.
This is good. I'm here with RA female royalty. Doing it for the
Thank you.
ladies. So, we're going to start with quite a simple question, actually. What's your name? Where do you come from? And where do you currently work?
So my name is Sara. Uh, a lot of people know me as Blocker Girl, but of course, it's not my name. I'm actually Portuguese. I graduated in Portugal, but I live in Brazil for 10 years now, and I work in South Brazil in a city near the capital of the state called Araranguá. It's a really small city where I work.
Brazil is not a country I have frequented yet. It is on my bucket list to do my Sueños de Camioneta, where I intend to do the whole of South America in one go. One day. One day.
You should. You
I
should.
should, because unfortunately, you're obviously, you speak Portuguese, and I'm learning Spanish, but I'm sure it'll be fine when we get to Brazil. I'll pop in for a cup of tea. So, what attracted you to regional anesthesia?
Well, it was during residency. It was like love at first sight. The first block I saw, it was like a really bad injury, like a hand injury through a machine. And the patient was in a lot of pain. And like when it was not me doing the block, because I was just starting residency, but when I saw what they were doing and like 2 3 minute procedure and the patient was immediately with zero pain, I was like, what is this? This is magic. And I don't know, I just got so passionate about that. And here in Brazil, we have a lot of trauma. So we have a lot of that cases that the patient arrives in seriously amount of pain. And for me, it's just magic that we do something that it's quite fast to do, and the patients just are with zero pain minutes after. And then I think it's a really fun technique to do. It's like a video game. So for us, I think it's really fun. And I seriously doubt that anyone in regional anesthesia would think otherwise. I think we all love to do the technique itself. And then you see the results, and both things together, for me, it's just magic. I love it.
Okay, sister, I hear you. So, with all that passion aside, if you weren't an anaesthetist, what do you think you'd be doing in life?
Well, I think I would be doing something really different from what I do, of course. I think I would be a photographer to travel around the world. I love to travel. It's my second biggest passion, or maybe the first, I don't know. And I love photography. So I think I would have invested on that, being photographer and photograph the world.
And actually, I'm guessing you get into a bit of that with doing your Instagram channel because there's so many great photographers on there taking so many incredible pictures of lots of different things.
Yes, yes, it's really nice. And I
So,
also got a little bit of that doing Doctors Without Borders. It's like you travel, you see different realities, and also you have everything is really different. So of course I was taking pictures of everything for myself, but still it was really really
do
nice.
you have like an SLR, like proper photography camera, or are you going a bit more towards taking it on your phone and taking the more candid moments?
Well, now I'm actually just using my phone, but I used to have a really good camera. But then during residency, I didn't touch it for 3 years. So in the end, I just sold it and I never got to buy another one. So now I'm just tourist mode with my iPhone.
So much you can do on your iPhone now.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite part of your job?
Well, that's a bit of a hard question because there's so many things I like. But it goes a little bit with what I said before. I think we do a lot of really fun procedures. I think it's fun for us to do. And it's really nice to see the immediate results. Everything we do, we just see the results immediately. And I think that's something that every anesthetist is drawn into, the immediate response of what we do. And then I think, again, it's magic how you can take someone's pain away and how you can make them sleep and wake them up and control everything. And really what you do, you see the results in seconds. And that's something that I really like. I'm not a very patient person. So doing things and see the immediate results for me is perfect. And I really like the procedures. It's
Okay.
everything we do is
So,
fun.
what do you think your favourite block is? And if you don't have a favourite block, which I very much doubt as a passionate regional anaesthetist, you can tell me your favourite dinosaur instead.
Well, I was going to say both.
Okay, go for it. I'm all into dinosaurs.
Me too. When I was little, I read a lot about it. Of course, I have to go with the T-Rex because it's just those little paws are just so fun.
Tiny little arms. Good choice.
Yeah, yeah, the
And
arms.
no one messes with a T-Rex, do they? Let's face it.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, no one messes with the little arms. They are really fun. Anyway, and about blocks, well, it's really hard to pick just one because like what makes me happy is when I see like the local anesthetic spread around the nerve or the fascia. It's something really satisfying. But I think one of the blocks that gives me most satisfaction like when I'm performing is the rectus sheath block, because the way that I know it's weird, but the way that fascia opens like no other. I don't think any other fascia opens like the rectus sheath one. It's
And
just really satisfying.
do you do a lot of wrist rectus sheath blocks in your practice?
I love
Because
it.
certainly in the
I
UK,
do.
it's the rectus sheath catheter is very much the surgeons.
Oh no, I do a lot because here we have a lot of emergency laparotomies, so we cannot put an epidural. And I do a lot of rectus sheath for the midline incisions. It's really a block I do a lot, and it's really satisfying. That fascia opening, it just makes me happy.
I love it. A regional anaesthetist who picks a fascial plane block as their favourite block. So we're going to have a little bit of a distraction now, and we're going to go into what we call the block break, where I'm going to ask you several questions over a minute, completely unrelated to regional anaesthesia, so we can find out a little bit about you. Right.
I'm scared.
Are you ready? I'm starting
I'm ready.
timer now. If you could write a book about your life, what do you think you might call it, Sarah?
Crazy adventures of Sara.
With regional anesthesia and cameras. Okay. And if you could click your fingers and instantly be an expert in anything, what would you pick?
Oh my God, that's a hard one. I don't know. I don't know. That's really hard.
You
I
could
want
say
to
regional
master so many
anesthesia, but
things.
that would be dead boring, wouldn't it, really?
I think, yeah, you know what? I think photography.
Okay. Would you pick a city break or a beach holiday?
Oh, beach holiday, definitely.
Okay, and is it cats or dogs?
Cats. I have 3.
Okay, are you an early bird or are you a night owl?
Night owl,
Okay,
definitely.
and do you have a guilty pleasure?
Oh my God, yes. Coke Zero. I'm addicted.
Sarah, that's your minute up, I'm afraid. We need to get back to the more serious questions. So
Okay.
we're going to move on now and talk a little bit about your career path. How did you get from your residency to now the infamous blocker girl?
Well, it was actually very unexpected. Everything was really unexpected. So I finished residency and I started to work as a freelancer because I wanted to do Doctors Without Borders. So I wanted to have that flexibility. And then I was like, in my personal life, I was going through a really rough time and I needed something to excite me again. I needed a project. I needed some goal, something. And then it was my boyfriend, he suggested, he was like, what do you really love to do? And I'm like, regional anesthesia. And I was always a bit of a blogger because I like so much photography and traveling. So like my personal Instagram is all about traveling. And he was like, so first let's do a blog about traveling. But then I was like, no, because that will ruin all my travels. I don't want it. And then the regional anesthesia idea came. And I was like, what? Let's do an Instagram about regional anesthesia. Well, why not? I will make myself study. and maybe it will be exciting. So that's how it started. And then it just grew like crazy fast. Like in 1 week, I remember really clearly, I opened the page on a Sunday and I told my boyfriend, do you think I will have 100 followers? Like total. In that day I had, on the same day I opened, it was already 100. 1 week later, 1,000. And in 1 month, 3,000. And I was like, what's happening? So it was really, really unexpected. And then I just went with it. When I saw when I saw everything growing and people getting in touch and wanting to do things, and everyone really excited, well, I just really got along with it and then I took it really as a serious project and make it grow, and it's still growing, and now it is what it is, and I'm really working on it.
That's incredibly humble to say it is what it is, because you've been incredibly successful. Do you think it's probably been your biggest achievement of your career so far? I can't imagine you would have done anything bigger than Blocker Girl, to be honest, but I'm asking.
No, yes, definitely, it's my biggest achievement. And now, as I'm saying, I'm really working on it. Like it's like my as a part-time job. Blocker Girl turned into a job, but one that I really love. And of course, I think it's my biggest achievement because I reached so many people. I'm reaching so many people. And so many people that didn't do regional anesthesia, or did but were not excited about it, and now they are excited, and now they are excited to teach to others, and like the net is just spreading, and I think that's magical and amazing, and I think it's definitely my biggest achievement.
Does it ever scare you? Like,
Yes.
it seems we're sort of kindred spirits, not saying that I'm doing anything to the level that you're doing, but I get really scared sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, that is me. And I can't imagine the success and the notoriety that has come from Blocker Girl, how you just like, oh yeah. Is it just now in the background?
It's still really scary. It was more in the beginning. Now I think I'm getting used to it, but it's still really scary, and it took me a long time for as surprising as it may sound. For me, Blocker Girl was on one person and I was another one. Like I couldn't, in my head, it was two different, like it was like Blocker Girl was a character or something. Like she was so successful that I couldn't see that that person was me.
Do you think that's imposter syndrome?
Yes, totally. Yes, definitely. It took me a long time to realize it was the same person. I think I'm still realizing that now. It's really hard because it was really, really fast. A lot of it reached a lot of people. So yeah, it's hard to to put that. I don't know. It was hard. It's still hard.
Actually, I get it. I get what you're saying. And I think when things happen really quickly, it's like your brain needs time to catch up with
Yes.
the reality of what you're actually doing. So we've talked a lot about you being super phenomenal and super successful in the world of female RA. What do you think's been your biggest struggle?
Well, I think I had two big struggles in my life. One was that I chose to be a freelancer, and though it's good because you manage your own time, it's also really hard because there's no one there for you. So if you want to grow, you want to learn, you want to do something different, you want to evolve, there's no one there to support you, and that was really hard for me for a long time. And that's actually one of the reasons Blocker Girl was born. And the other one is now what I'm struggling now. Blocker Girl is really growing, and it completely changed my life. Now, as I said before, I'm working a little like part-time on Blocker Girl, and now I'm like a businesswoman. It's really weird. It's a complete change in my life. Now I have to work with design, with marketing, with students, I have to study a lot every day. It's also new, so hard, but also extremely challenging in a good way. But that's what I'm struggling right now. It's to adapt my life to this new new lifestyle that Blocker Girl brought me.
And I imagine it's quite surreal.
Yes, I still really I still like, is this really happening? It's also new and weird, but I'm loving it.
So I'm going to go on now to talk about being a woman. Do you think that your career experiences have been influenced by differential attainment because of your gender?
You know, I don't think me personally was ever I don't think I ever had a closed door because I was a woman, at least that I noticed like clearly. But I cannot say that's the reality of most women here. And actually, one of the reasons I didn't have as closed doors was also because I was work as a freelancer. So like I can pretty much go anywhere. And but like if I wanted to make a career here, like in a like a I don't know. I'm sorry, my English is
Your English is better than my
right now.
Portuguese, love.
I want a word that I can't remember how to say, but let's say that if I wanted to do a career in a hospital, in a big one, a lot of them are not accepting women just because they are women here in Brazil, here where I live in the south of Brazil. And I have a lot of very close friends that struggled a lot with that. So though it was not my problem, I was lucky in the places I went. It's a complete reality here that the differential treatment between genders. It's still a big issue here, unfortunately. So yes.
What do you think the best piece of advice you've ever been given is, either in your career or maybe in your personal life, even?
Someone told me a long time ago to not look for what other people are doing and just do my own thing. And I say that because I always had a bit different ideas from others, and I struggled a lot with that my entire life. Like, why am I not like the others? Why don't I think like the others? And that was, I think, the best advice anyone have given me, and I think I live by that. I rarely do follow normal standards in personal or professional life. It's really hard. It's really hard to go against what most people are doing. But I must say that though it's hard and I struggle a lot with that, I feel happy with most of my decisions. So I think that was a really good advice.
And have you had any strong female mentors in your life?
You know, I realized with a bit of horror that no, uh, there are a lot of women I admire and respect, but they were never my mentors. And all my mentors, all the people that really made a difference in my life were men.
Do you
That's
think
really sad
maybe
to
that's a
realize.
reflection of the fact that regional anesthesia perhaps is a bit more of a male speciality?
Yeah, sure. Actually, anesthesia, not only regional anesthesia, even here in Brazil, anesthesia is still a specialty of men. But I was even trying to go back to med school and all of that, and I don't remember having any female mentor. It's really sad to realize that.
And I'm guessing this is what FemaleFriYay is supposed to fix, that we need to show the world the most incredible women in anaesthesia and RA that we can, and then everyone will go, oh my god, they're so fabulous. We want to be in their club.
Yes, but you know, there are a lot of women I admire and I want to be like them, but they were never my mentors.
Yeah, maybe you
Hope they
not
listening
right
to this.
place, not right time. And
Yes.
as an incredible female role model, what advice would you give women coming up behind you?
Well, I must go with a super cliche yet super true, to say that follow your dreams no matter what anyone tells you, really. And the thing is, if nobody is doing it, whatever it is, it doesn't mean it can't be done. It just means that no one had the courage or the idea of doing it. So just go there and do it yourself. There, just do it.
Just do it. Love it. And finally, Sara, could you tell us something about yourself that we may not know?
Okay, I may tell you a funny thing that I'm pretty sure nobody knows. that, you know, my entire life, like in childhood and teenage years, I never actually wanted to be a doctor. I always wanted to be a meteorologist. I wanted to be a storm chaser. I wanted to run after tornadoes in the tornado corridor in the United States. Yes, true story.
That's probably as far away from regional anaesthesia you could get, and you'd need a rain mac and a really decent pair of wellies to do that, wouldn't you? But yeah, Sara, my soul sister, you have been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for coming along and talking to us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for inviting me, Becky. It was amazing. Thank you.
My pleasure.